money counting digits. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side. Yeah. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side, but my money counting digits. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the east side, but that money counting digits. Digits. From the west side, by my money counting digits. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side. Yeah. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side, by my money counting digits. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the east side, about that money counting digits. Who that? West side music, about my paper, getting to it, never stopping, thumbing through it. A lot of drama, numb to it. In my city, we gon' hustle, get it anyway. Rain, sleet, or snow, legal and illegal. I'm a boss, whether Bentley or Regal. I bust a baddie, only hit her when I need it, yeah. But she cool, about them bridges. Act the fool, yeah, I'm cutting like some bitches. And your feelings really acting like some bitches. If it ain't about a motherfucking check, I ain't in it, nigga. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side, by my money counting bitches. Who that nigga? Who that nigga? From the west side.
Yeah. I threw the mood lights on, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a power without some mood lights, man.
Big facts. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to run through these intros real quick. I don't know. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me wave at all these people real quick. What's good, y'all? Yeah, you already know what it is, but just in case you don't, it's the Self-Medicated Podcast. I am your host, as always, the Wayfarer, aka Quentin Quarantino, aka the Banter Boss, aka Jon Snow, because I know absolutely nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, and that's absolutely facts. But they also call me Young Wastradamus. Shout out to Mellow Ball getting the Rookie of the Year. AKA Young Mortgage Freeman, AKA Young Foy. Oh, wait, yeah. AKA Mortgage Freeman. I forgot we got a drop for that.
What the hell is he doing? Fucking people. Fucking
people. AKA Young Foy Mayweather, AKA Troy The Checka, and introducing Young Way Pesos. Here as always with the captain of the igloo, young, popular, and friendly, AKA the Box Hunter. There it is. AKA One Pop Poppy, AKA the Bottom Feeder. Yeah, I can hear it. AKA the Black Kevin Sorbo, AKA Young Black Hercules, AKA the strongest nigga you know, AKA light skinned Kevin Samuel.
Do you want this to go reasonably or do you want it to go left?
It's probably gonna go left 9 times out of 10. AKA the Do-Rag Don Dada. What's going on, man? What's going
Not
on?
much,
What's
man.
going on? This is
living life. Just had the longest, shortest week ever.
The longest, shortest week ever? How so?
Yeah, it was only 4 days, but that shit felt like it was 7.
Sure.
I don't know why it's dragging out. What you mean, True? You're in Mexico, man.
Well, I was saying true. I understand what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't have to work on Monday, so it was a short week, but it was a long week, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or was it like
dragging out?
That's true. Yeah, man, I'm out here in Mexico on my honeymoon. Enjoying life. It's a great time out here. It's a beautiful time. It's hot as fuck. It's constantly hot. Yeah, it's hot 24/7. It's like whether you're in the sun or not, whether it's in the shade, whether the sun is down, whether it's nighttime, it's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
We've been we have a gang of iguanas that live right outside this this property. So I've been feeding them shits every morning. But it's cool, man. Views are amazing. We're literally our house is right on the beach. You said what?
Are you supposed to be feeding the wildlife?
Like that?
I don't know. Chicago, when you feeding like some cats or something, you might be feeding like the Mexican equivalent of a possum. You know what I'm saying? They just start coming in your shit, eating your food, getting comfortable.
Nah, they're a little scary. I think they're used to people to the point where they don't get too close. Like you gotta throw them food. Like they won't come up to you for the food. You gotta toss it out to them. But even still, that's not my problem.
Shady. All right.
it's not my problem.
You see that story of that lady that woke up with a rat eating her eye? That could be you with a iguana.
I did.
Keep playing around. That's wild.
They can't get inside. They definitely
How
cannot
hard of a
get
sleeper
indoors.
are you?
That's
you don't feel
sure.
a rat crawling your face.
No, you went out a little bit. What'd you say?
I said, how hard of a sleeper are you if you don't feel a rat crawling on your face, let alone eating your eyeball?
Yeah, at some point you should probably like wake up. Maybe she was on something. Maybe she was like knocked out.
You know, mess.
So deep sleep.
Right or something. Yeah.
Right. She was off of Oxy or some shit. But oh shit! I just noticed.
Besides the iguanas, how's the rest of the experience? I said, besides the iguanas, how's the rest of the experience?
The rest of the experience is
people cool.
Yeah, the rest of the experience is cool. The house that we're staying at is absolutely amazing. It's literally right off the water. As a matter of fact,
I was gonna say, ain't you on your phone? Give us a quick
literally
tour, man, so we can know where to rob you at. Damn.
The water's right there. I don't know if you can see it from where I'm sitting. I'm inside, and the beach is right there.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't want to fuck around with this Wi-Fi too much because it's not the greatest. But yeah, I might post a little video or something. Right, exactly.
Faith Runner still making music. No, but I am gonna drop some bars real soon.
Oh God, Lil Bookie on the track. Lil Bookie on the track. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's decent. We haven't really done. This is the first week out here, so we haven't really done many of the like excursions or anything. But we definitely plan on like swimming with turtles and going to some underwater caves and shit like that. So yeah, we'll start doing shit in a little bit. But for this first week, we pretty much just been chilling and relaxing. It's funny because we were talking before I left, and we were talking about how long would it be before I start getting restless. And you were talking about probably a day or two of not doing nothing, and you be ready to get up and do something. And I'm starting to get to that point now, like just now, bro.
Well, that's pretty good then, man. You made it past 2-3 days.
Yeah.
But you got a long ass time to go though.
I do. I'm gonna have to start filling my time. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna probably end up start like exploring and shit. So like there's a private beach that I'm about to try to go find that there's rumors of. And just little shit like
where you get a rumors?
Yeah, there's rumors. People who live here. It's funny because they won't tell me the exact way to get to it. They just tell me the general area. And it's like, well, you tell me the exact way to get to everything else. Why won't you tell me how to get? So apparently that's part of the experience. Is like stumbling upon the beach yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, it is kind of. It's pretty lit. There's a restaurant right outside the crib too that has some really good like fresh food and shit. Fresh seafood. Had some octopus, which was really delicious. Jordan talking about where you hear the rumors from. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, man. It's very, very dope out here. It's very dope out here. I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah.
Would you, if the possibility came upon you, would you just work remotely from there?
Definitely.
Bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting too, cause we have, all of the airlines are doing. They're allowing you to change your flights for free. Pretty much all of the airlines are doing that just because of COVID. And if you like catch COVID while you're somewhere and can't leave or whatever, they're letting you change your flight one time.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's dope.
Yeah, so fuck around. Like Haitian Sensation doesn't have to go back to school for a while. I can work from home even when my
That's what I was
PTO
asking.
time is off. Exactly. Yeah. So it's a possibility. The Haitian Sensations are pretty much ready to go home already. So like,
I was about to say what Jordan saying about y'all staying that extra time.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I don't know, but it is a possibility. Never say never.
Well,
real quick, I want to do some quick housekeeping just for the YouTube video for when this goes up on YouTube. Make sure y'all go follow us on Instagram at the Self Med Pod. Make sure you follow the YouTube page at the Self Medicated Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review wherever you're listening to this at. Make sure you go check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/the Self Med Pod. We got 3 tiers of support on there. We got a $3 tier, a $10 tier, and a $15 tier. The $15 tier, the first 5 of y'all who sign up on that tier get a t-shirt, the Self-Medicated Podcast t-shirts. But make sure y'all go check us out on all those platforms, especially on Patreon, though. Patreon.com/the Self-Med Pod.
Donation.
Yeah, donation. Get them going.
Yes.
Did you watch the Conor McGregor fight last night?
Absolutely not, man. I was just chilling, bro. Wasn't even watching TV or nothing. I saw that it was kind of a hilarious ending, mainly because of the shit talking that leading up to it and what happened afterwards. But I literally didn't see any other.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of like a technicality. When like basically a non-contact sports injury for the, but like he literally broke his ankle taking a step back. It was not part of the fight. It wasn't like his opponent made him break his ankle. It just kind of happened. So it was kind of dry.
Or was it like Anderson Silva when he was fighting Chris? I can't remember the brother's name. But
nah,
when he was fighting him. Okay, when you saw that when he like kicked his leg, then he stepped back and realized the shit was broken. It wasn't that.
Nah. They were like squared up. I think Dustin swung and McGregor like ducked it, and then like as he was resetting his feet, his fucking ankle just snapped.
Maybe it was pre-broke. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
How you a top tier athlete and your shit just break when you step back though? You know what I'm saying?
It was just a funny angle the way he stepped back. Like you've been walking and your ankle broken before. You've been like walking.
I ain't been walking and my shit broke, bro. I missed whole curves and my ankle just like, you know what I'm saying? My shit didn't break and I weigh 300+ pounds. Like, tell me this nigga's ankle broke stepping back. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, but it was kind of weird. I'd have been mad as hell if I paid for that fight though, because that shit happened in the first round. Yeah. I'd have been so mad.
Oh, it was the first round?
Yeah, in the first round.
Damn. Yeah, I thought it was long because I got the ESPN update, like, oh, they're about to walk into the ring. And maybe like 15 minutes later, it's like, Conor McGregor loses. So I'm thinking it won at least 2 rounds, but I guess not. Shit.
Nope.
That was lead up to the fight. After
yeah,
fight,
lead up was definitely more exciting than the fight itself. You've been watching the NBA playoffs? The Suns getting busy.
I already made my prediction. I already made my prediction.
What you said? You
Go ahead.
said, hold on, I wrote it down. You said Phoenix in 5. You still sticking to that? You think
Yep.
Milwaukee's gonna win one today?
Yep. You always got to at least get one home game in there. You know what I'm saying?
One home game, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know,
What happened
man.
to
They've been looking.
the Hawks though?
So the way that Milwaukee been looking,
You're gonna ignore.
with Giannis dropped 40 both games and they still keep losing. They might get swept.
Nah, they gonna win the home game, man. They'll win one home game.
No, I don't know. I don't know. They might. It's looking ugly for them. It's looking real ugly. Yeah, my Atlanta prediction did not happen.
Thank you.
No
Put
excuses.
that nigga ass in the dirt. Thank you.
No, there's no excuses. Atlanta dropped the ball. I should have known.
Most people thought they were gonna win that though.
I don't know what happened. I don't really know.
They had the momentum, and Giannis wasn't even playing. I think, right?
Yeah, Giannis. I think Giannis missed one game. I think he only missed one game.
And I think that's the game. Chris Middleton stepped up and you know what I'm saying, got him that W.
Yeah. What I have decided is I do not like Giannis. I'm not a Giannis fan. His ass is too big to be on the floor every single play. Like, he's on his back every goddamn play. That shit don't make no sense, bro. You too big for that shit.
Is he that? Pause.
Huh?
I said pause. But is he that large of a human where that shouldn't be happening? Because he's just long. He's not, like, solid. You know what I'm saying?
He's pretty solid, especially compared to, I mean, he's not like PJ Tucker solid, but he's damn near 7 feet.
He's like a little bit like more muscular than Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
Nah, he's way more. That's disrespectful right there. He's way.
Nah, because like you think of somebody like when he was people he's playing, he's not going to be stronger than he's not going to be stronger than like Clint Capella.
Giannis?
Or John? Yeah, he's not stronger than Clint Capella.
Yes, he is.
He's longer, pause, but he's not bigger.
He's definitely bigger. We should change the subject because this is getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, he's
definitely.
Yeah, for real. I would say, to me though, let's see, how do I say this? For his size, he should not be. He's like not coordinated. He's always falling down. He doesn't look like he's in control. He's always out of control.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he's not fun to watch. But yeah, I think
fun to watch in the open court, but not in playoff basketball. Yeah.
He's not fun to watch in the open court either because he's clumsy.
Are you crazy?
He looks like a baby giraffe. Yeah, he looks like a baby giraffe.
Okay. Now you get crazy. Like, this man can get from half court to the fucking cup in 3 steps. That's crazy. That's fun to watch. Like, how you gonna do a Euro step from half court? A Euro from half court?
There's no talent to that. That requires zero talent. It's literally about you have long legs. Like, I'm sure Usain Bolt could probably do the same thing.
Athleticism.
It's not athleticism. No.
Yes, it is.
Usain Bolt could probably get to the cup with a Euro step and 3 steps too.
Nah, no, I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not. In order for me to answer that, there's gonna be a pause moment. So I'm just gonna change the subject, man. Change the subject. You hear about your boy RMR rumor?
Yeah, I heard he got him a white woman. White women's.
Yeah, a white woman.
What's up with that?
Well, which one though? You got which one?
Isn't it Sharon Stone or something like that?
Yes, indeed. Is that the most
Is
random
it true?
coupling? I mean, it's a bunch of pictures of them together, but like, kind of going with his mystique. I feel like I don't know if it's true though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's a bit of an industry plant, so like all of this can be like curated to present an image.
That's true.
You know, but
I would say
that being said, I don't know why the fuck
random.
Sharon Stone would involve herself. What'd you say?
Well, we talked about random pairings. Remember, who was that? Adele and Skepta? That's pretty random. But at least they're both musicians.
I never see them. I've never seen a picture of them together though.
They confirmed that they were dating.
Oh, they did.
Like in interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
but
sense. Like
that one is a
it's
little
probably
bit
like
more,
a 30-year age gap though.
that's what's wild. And also Skepta and Adele both make music, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense. Sharon, I just don't know how Sharon Stone would have ever heard, or maybe she was in the room when he asked for the clearance for the for that first single.
Wow,
Maybe she was
Rock So Flat song.
Yeah, maybe she was around then, and that's how she got hooked.
Like, this is so weird to me because Sharon Stone's never like been part of the culture or in the culture in that way. So like, I don't know how the hell this happened.
Yeah, me either. I
feel like they just gave her.
Now that you say that, yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what those conversations are like. Like, what are their what is them two flirting sound like?
I don't know, man. It's just
exactly. Like, what on earth would they be talking about? I don't know. It's weird.
Hey. Yeah.
Come on, Sharon Stone. Since we're on music, I guess we can talk about. Go ahead.
Nah,
I was getting ready to transition. I hate this internet shit, bro. This is terrible. The delay is awful. I was gonna transition into talking about some of the new music that came out, which, to be fair, I haven't gotten the chance to check out too much, except for the Snow Allegra album.
I was gonna say, you got nothing but time, brother.
Yeah, but I've been pretty much off the grid too. If that makes sense.
Got you. Been doing some reading.
Yeah, a little bit of reading. Just literally, I was saying this I think it was yesterday. I haven't just been outside this much since I was a little kid. Like, not necessarily doing nothing, just outside, like just physically outside. Just sitting outside. So, but I have been listening to the Snow Allegra album, which I really, 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 really like. It's a little bit of everything on there. Some good slow songs, or some good party songs, some good breakup music. There's all kinds of good shit on there.
I only listened to maybe like the first couple of songs. So I was like, oh shit, it's coming out on the way to driving to school. I was like, let me listen to it, but like, that's not good pull-up music for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to switch it to the IDK project, which is really good.
Was it?
It's really good.
Nah, I haven't. Like I said, I listened to the Snow. I haven't been off that.
Oh, man. It might be the best rap album of the year so far, in my opinion. He has a track with West Side Gun, Jay Electronica, and MF Doom. Like, who the fuck expects IDK to have that? Yeah. Wow. It's not listed, so you got to listen to it. Because I saw, only reason I knew about it dropping, because it wasn't on the, I didn't see it on any of the streaming platforms, was because Westside Gun was like, yeah, I want to thank IDK for putting me on the track with MF Doom and Jay Electronica. I'm like, what? And like it's not listed, so I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I thought it was a single or something. I looked on Westside Gun's title page and I see it. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Maybe it didn't come out yet. So then I'm listening to it. Then I hear Westside Gun doing the, opening bars, and you hear everybody else. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Real song.
Yeah,
definitely need to check
album,
out.
Man. Okay. I know people.
Did you listen to
Stolly's album? Single. Who?
Stolly, I think, dropped too. Stolly?
Salad?
Huh?
Did you say salad?
Nigga, Stolly.
Are he still rapping?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I didn't even know about it. I did hear another Currency song that I liked, so I don't know. Maybe I'll start giving those brothers from the mid-2000s a chance again. The Currency is spitting again. But I honestly haven't listened to Stallion in a really long time. I didn't
For real?
like ever since he like dropped from MMG. I ain't really pursued his music like that. It's good. The album good.
Again, it's another one I haven't listened to just
Oh,
yet.
you just saw it came out. Okay.
Yeah, I did listen to. Oh, the other album I did listen to was Vince Staples.
How was that?
It was pretty good. It's gonna make. It's gonna require another listen though, because I kind of had it playing in the background, but there was nothing on there that sounded whack or anything like that. But I wasn't really like in tune when it was playing. But it sounded pretty good. It sounded like some good Vince. I feel like Vince is one of the artists for me that, he doesn't drop very often, and his features usually go hard. But there's a lot of songs of his that I just don't like that much, if that makes sense. Like just him. But it didn't seem that way with this album. It seemed like a lot of good, like good music. I don't think it had too many features on it either.
I guess the thing with Vince Staples for me
is
I like
is the only
Future?
Fushi, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this shit. I think that might be the only feature.
Yeah, Sushi on his album. Okay. the thing about Vince Staples for me is that I like him more as a person and a personality than I do as a rapper. Like, he's good at rapping, but like his ear is very eclectic and it's hit or miss with me. Like sometimes I'm like, this is a very unique sounding beat. I fuck with it, or this is a very unique beat. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't like it. So I haven't rushed to listen to that album for those reasons.
That makes sense.
But maybe I'll give it a spin. Like you said, maybe play it in the background while I'm doing something.
Little background tunes. Background tunes.
I just realized my classmate, I don't know if he's still in here, Sell Me Your Gold. He's in a band and they make pretty good music. I'm thinking maybe y'all can do this Linkin Park Jay-Z-esque album together, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they got a rapper in their group, but you know what I'm saying, the music is pretty good. And he's always down for most hilarious 22-year-olds I've ever met in my life.
Really?
Very interesting, unique sense of humor. I think you would fuck with him. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Some of their songs.
Yeah, send me some of their shit. I'd love to hear it. It's funny because I was just listening to a podcast and they were breaking down the Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson beef and kind of how that started. And yeah, you didn't know they had beef?
I mean, it makes sense. The nigga owned them. Michael Jackson owned, you know what I'm saying? Beatles fell off.
So what happened was, the genesis of their beef, they were actually really, really good friends. And basically what happened is, they made a ton of songs together. I think they have 4 singles together. But what happened was at a certain point, Paul McCartney put Michael Jackson on game saying, hey, you should buy publishing. Like, that's where all the money is. Yeah, he was like, that's where all the money is. He basically put him on game. He was like, yo, publishing, that's where you should invest your money. And Michael Jackson was like, well, what's the best publishing that I can get? Michael Jackson was like, well, what's the best publishing that I could buy? The Beatles. And what happened was there was an auction for their publishing, and Michael Jackson outbid Paul McCartney for his publishing. And that's what started their beef. He was like, Paul McCartney is basically like, number 1, we're friends. Number 2, even if you won the auction, you should have like maybe sold it to me or gave me a piece or something like that. And Michael Jackson is like, nigga, no, it's business. What the fuck are you talking about?
I get it. I get both sides. Like if that's my homie, I'll be like, I could do 60-40 or 50-50, but I'm not giving you the whole, you know what I'm saying? That's too valuable. Yeah. Michael Jackson on Elvis's publishing, on a lot of people's publishing, man.
Yeah, he owned all of
Smart.
Sony.
Till his damn kids sold it.
Yeah, his kids sold. He had.
I'll never
I think they
forgive
sold
Blanket for that shit.
Blink his ass. Bro, yeah. They sold his Sony portfolio for 800 million, which is an insane amount of money, but it's also to me like now seems
Undervalued.
tragically undervalued, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you think about Sony Music, that's fucking everybody. That's goddamn everybody.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting because they both helped when they were cool. They helped each other cross over, right? So like, and then obviously Michael Jackson took over everything, but at the beginning they helped each other. They helped each other kind of cross over into each other's audiences. If I'm Paul McCartney, I'm mad as hell. But if I'm Michael Jackson, I probably would have did the same thing. If that makes sense.
It's a really great business opportunity, bro. It's the Beatles. Like,
exactly.
Why,
well, and
why
the thing is, Paul
Shout out to
McCartney
Keith,
told
man.
him about publishing in general. He told him about just publishing. He didn't say go buy my publishing. He said, buying publishing rights to music is the play. Like that's what you should be doing. And Michael Jackson was like,
It's also wild. It's also wild that Michael Jackson. This probably had to happen in the '80s. I'm assuming.
Yeah, late '80s.
Okay, it's also wild that Michael Jackson didn't know about publishing and purchasing publishing until that point. That man been in the music business almost damn near 20 years at that point.
20 years at that point, exactly.
That's kind of
I don't think
shows you,
he
even
knew
though he's
what to
like
do
one of
with his
the.
money.
Okay, I can see that.
It might have been one of those things where he had enough money at that point where it was like, all right, well, what to start doing with this shit? What's the deal, Papa?
Shout out to Papa. We're talking about how Michael Jackson owns the Beatles publishing. Currently, that's the current topic.
Yeah, I think. So yeah, I don't think Michael Jackson just by that point. So I think at this point, Thriller was out. Yeah, Thriller was definitely out, but I don't think. I just don't think Michael Jackson knew what to do with all that money yet. If that makes sense, like he already had Neverland. He ain't really know what to do with all that.
You already had it.
Mm-hmm.
You already had it at that point. God damn.
I think so.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember that that interview they did with Michael Jackson back in the day in Neverland Ranch, where he went to like some high end like antique store and he was just buying shit randomly. Like, yeah, this nigga, I know to do all this money. He's buying shit he don't need.
It's just too much there.
That makes sense.
That's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic too. How much money? What's the dollar amount where you cannot you can't spend it all? Like what type of and it's specifically a dollar amount because lifestyle is going to change as you get more money. But like there got to be a cap at some point, right? Like there's only like you could take a private jet from like uptown to St. Louis, that's pretty much the maximum you can do, right? Like what the fuck else are you gonna do? Unless you do like a Richard Branson and just fly to space and shit, right?
Yeah. I mean, are you speaking specifically for yourself or just like one individual? Like, do you think your personal cap, or are you talking about like any human being in the world? We pull them out and give them this amount of money and never be able to spend it all.
I think it might be for any human because we all have money aside. We all have access to the same thing, right? So like, that's why I was saying, regardless of your lifestyle, once you have enough money where you can do anything, when can you like? At what point do you get to a point where it's like, fuck, I will never be broke because I can't spend all this shit even if I tried.
I don't know if I agree with that 100% as far as like if any person had this amount of money, they'll have access to anything anybody can get. So I feel like there are certain people that don't have as much money as say like a Bill Gates, but because of their connections, they have access to things other people do not. not to be controversial, Jeffrey Epstein, for example, like he had connections where he can get access to these world leaders that other people could not. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody can call up, I don't know if this is the case, but call up a Saddam Hussein or, you know, something like that. You have to have connections to get access.
Well, so that
Like,
I
if
feel
you
like
win $1
that's
billion
two things.
in a lottery.
$1 billion in the lottery?
Yeah.
But see, I could spend $1 billion. I could
so?
spend it. Oh, fuck yes.
How?
$1 billion? Yeah, I could spend that pretty quickly. Just acquiring things, especially if I wanted today, I could spend $1 billion very, very quickly. Now, most of that will probably go into things that are going to continue to make me money, but I could spend it.
Yeah.
I could
like
definitely spend it. Huh? Yeah,
stocks
like
and,
either stocks
and real
or
estate.
might buy some publishing.
But like, how do you even go about
Like, think
doing
about
that?
this
You know,
though.
that's
Like,
what
for
I'm saying.
example,
Like,
$1
you gotta
billion
have connections to even do that. Yeah.
Once you have that money though, that puts you in certain rooms to at least start
Not
the conversation.
Not necessarily. Because technically,
Absolutely.
you just have it. You'll have it
Think
in an
about it. All
account,
you have
right?
to do is if you have $1 billion, if you have $1 billion, go to a puff party.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because
what
anybody
do you
can
mean?
get invited to a puff party. You go in the Club Love or whatever you got going on right now. Who's
With $1
inviting
billion,
you?
you can figure out how to get to that party. Absolutely. Shakara
But what
Richardson.
would be the first step? What's
What would
the
be the
first
first
step?
step?
Yeah.
First step would be contacting someone. You'd have to
But like that's what I'm saying. Who do you contact? Like,
or maybe even not. Actually, with $1 billion, what I would probably do is do something to get attention. Right? Like I
you would
might.
have to. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
But you could. What I'm
I
saying
agree
is,
with
you
that.
don't have to know nobody. You just have to do something with your bread to get their attention. Right? So, like,
Right.
for example, if I'm trying to get into a puff party, if I want Puff's attention, maybe what could I possibly do? I don't know. Buy the crib next to his in cash. Now we're neighbors, nigga. You gonna see me cut my grass. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
I agree with that. I just meant like if you just got it in your account overnight, you couldn't just instantly gain access to these things. You have to know people in order to even know how to buy Puff's crib. You know, it's probably not for sale. I mean, not his crib, but his neighbor's crib, because it's probably not for sale. You got to find out where the nigga live.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many steps to do certain things where I feel like it seems easy, I feel like, in theory, but in execution, it might be a little bit more difficult.
Possibly. I think no doubt.
Because, like, people got to know you got that money. I said, people got to know you got that money, because otherwise people like, you're lying. Like, how do you prove this?
Right.
Like, you know, I want to get a lawyer that can buy me property next to Puff. I'm like, okay, how do you
That's the only
get
way.
access?
That's the only way that it'll work. If you're not going to use your network, you just have to have enough money where you can do stuff to get those people's attention, right? Like you'd have to do something for them to like contact you. Like Shakara Richardson was at the ESPYs yesterday, bro.
She didn't
Why? Why was she there?
That's a great question. I saw that too. I don't know why the baby was there, but yeah. Did he perform or something?
I don't think he performed. I think he was just there. But that's a good example. If you could just buy a ticket to the ESPYs, I'm gonna buy a VIP front row ticket and have some shit on, so that motherfucker's gonna ask, "Who is that?" Right? Like you gotta
try to sit next to somebody or something. Like, who's that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Do we want to talk about Shakara Richardson at all? Because I have a hot take.
Go ahead. I don't really have much to say about him, so let me hear what you got to say.
So Shakara Richardson is the black woman who broke a 100 dash record in Olympic trials, and basically gained a lot of attention and media attention because number one, she broke the record. Number two, she wears like brightly colored wigs and has long nails, kind of like Flojo did. But then number three is kind of her story. Having found out that her mother passed in an interview after a race. So that's why she's famous, because of those three things, right? But shortly afterwards, she got disqualified from the Olympics because she failed a drug test for smoking weed. And yeah, so that's the next reason why she's famous, is because basically the whole world is like, oh, well, athletes should be able to smoke weed. So she's quickly become kind of the face for getting marijuana off the banned substance list, right? And I think we talked about this last pod, so I don't want to go too deep into that. But what has been uncovered since is that Shorty is actually pretty toxic and homophobic and problematic. And no one seems to care. So she has tweets talking about, if you like Lil Nas X, unfollow me. If you
just don't like country music.
Just a bunch of homophobic shit. And it's interesting because these are not old tweets. It's not like people went and dug up some old shit. This is from like March. This is brand new. Like, she feels this way right now. But yet and still, she's everyone's darling, right? Especially with people in the social justice world who refuse to hold Black women accountable for real. So it's interesting to me how no one wants to hold her accountable. Yeah. And she seems to not, and it's kind of like the Lil Uzi thing. Lil Uzi allegedly beat up a woman with a gun. No one cares. Why? Like, why do these rules change depending on who it is? And I just think that's very, very interesting. No one cares that she's homophobic. It's just, she's a Black woman. She has a bright ass wig and long nails, and she got caught smoking. So fuck that. She's everything. It's weird.
I think it's because of what they're trying to get her to advocate for is why they're giving her a pass. Like, if it was like she got with some crack in her system, it'd be a whole different story. They would cancel her a long time ago. But since everybody likes weed and there's money to be made in weed, you know, like, we're just gonna act like we didn't see these things happening, and you know,
right.
So
I don't know. I find it very fascinating, and it's not like this shit is secret. It's not like it's hard to find or anything like that. Like, it's pretty out there in the open. Like, she ain't really,
that's crazy.
Really trying to hide it or nothing.
Oh yeah, Jordan, you gotta look up what happened to Uzi last week with him and St. John. If you want to know more about that story.
Yeah, look up Uzi, Brittany, and St. John. We talked about that last episode too. Like, what's the statute of limitations on caring about what your ex does out in these streets?
I wonder if the story happened like that, and maybe that's why nobody's really talking about that either.
I mean, Shorty filed a police report. There's like public record. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This nigga been doing is riding his motorcycle and four-wheeler
and breakdancing and shit
all week.
And breakdancing and shit. Yeah,
nothing. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird to me how, you know, accountability rules are applied to people that I guess society don't like. If that makes sense. Like, it's not really about actual behavior. It's not about, you know, doing the right thing. It's, if we don't like you, it's fuck you. If we like you, you can do whatever you want. I bet you Beyonce could come out as a Trump supporter and niggas wouldn't care. They're like, well, we got to look at Trump's policies then. Like,
you know how many?
I mean? Like,
that nigga might get reelected at the Beehive.
For real.
Some support.
That's just insane to me. But that's really scary too, because how do you once you have a platform, how do you determine what side you're on, right? Like, how do you determine if people fuck with you or if people don't fuck with you? Because you're gonna get popular, so you might feel like people fuck with you, but as soon as you do some dumb shit, that's when you're gonna find out if people really fuck with you or not.
Yeah. I just heard some bars about this actually. Shout out to Mr. Organic. Three of them. He was on the what's it called? No Jumper podcast, and he broke it down really succinctly in a great way. He was like, you know, this is where people get things fucked up. You have fans. You know, he's like, fans, he said, are fake ass niggas. He's like, fans are people that are with you because you're hot. You know, whatever you do and it's hot, they fuck with it. He's like, but once you do something they don't like, they stop fucking with you, and that's when they start criticizing you and, you know what I'm saying, all up in your DMs and whatnot. He's like, what you want is followers. Followers are people that support you. They're down with you no matter what, you know what I'm saying? They fuck with you. He's like, try to get followers and not fans. So, like, that's what you want to accumulate as far as your following is followers and not fans. I was like, okay, I fuck with that. That was dope.
Yeah, I might switch the terms, but those definitions I definitely fuck with. Because a follower, you just follow. It's neither here or there. But yeah, I like those definitions. That's a really good point. Jordan, yeah, that's a good point too. The difference from Kanye and Lil Wayne supporting Trump and just the reaction to it. Also, I feel like people just kind of look at Lil Wayne as a crazy old man now and don't really like, he ain't really
at 38.
yeah, he's old school. He's an old school rapper. He's been rapping for 30 years now. So he's
right.
an old school, yeah. So he's like literally a crazy old man whose hair's falling out and shit. So like, people look at him as a different type of cultural influence than they look at Kanye.
Yeah. The expectation of Kanye and Lil Wayne are way different too. Like,
Definitely.
Kanye has shown himself to be more of the people person, but he has gradually gone away from that. Some would say. I don't know if I would agree with that, but some would say that.
Yeah. All right. What else has been going on in the news?
Brother can't wait to show off his wedding ring.
I've been doing this shit all the time.
Right?
Can't
like, what? Let me think about that.
What you say? No, what else is going on in the news? What else should we talk about?
Oh man, I got some.
The Olympics,
but I can't go to them. What is that?
We'll talk about the Olympics. Right? Having any spectators?
You said not having any spectators? That's the plan?
Does this nigga just leave? Yeah, so the Olympics not having any spectators. What else is on the list? Yeah, most of my topics are on my phone too. I can't look at it. Yeah, no spectators at the Olympics. It's a pretty big deal. It's a huge economic hit. If you remember, Chicago was supposed to be hosting. Chicago was a finalist for to host this Olympics. If you remember,
I do.
What do you think the economic impact of not being allowed to have spectators at the Olympics?
Just to make sure I'm clearly understanding this, was this recent or is this because of? I feel like I remember hearing something about an outbreak or something like that.
Yeah, I think earlier this week they made the announcement that hey, no spectators at any of the events because of the they're having a really bad outbreak out there right now.
Yeah, I would have been pissed because our cousin I cooked up some tickets, and if I bought tickets and a flight and I couldn't go watch none of this shit. But anyways, I think that's fucked up, to be honest. I feel like, I know it's last minute, but I feel like before, and they should have had some kind of system set up where you can kind of make sure nobody's infected and people can go participate and watch.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. It's gonna fuck up the
Tokyo
bag for
should have
them.
been in the NBA bubble.
Ooh.
The whole all of Tokyo should have been in a bubble for months at this point. Like it should have been an incubated
Huh.
space where none of that shit could have touched it. But then again, we talking about COVID, man. Like nobody knows what the fuck is
Peace,
going
Papa.
on with this shit. Nobody knows how to really control it for real.
True. Yeah, I don't even know if you can make a whole
Um,
city a bubble though.
Sure you can. Yeah.
You have extreme
Well, you'd
confidence.
have to.
You know
Yeah,
that?
you'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to kick some people out. Okay, like you'd have to literally clean up the streets. Like you probably have to get rid of
Oh,
transient
man.
folks
Sound like a
or put
Republican
them
over here.
somewhere, if that makes sense. You'd literally have to on some shit have to control a whole lot, and that would be probably problematic.
Definitely would be. Yeah.
I think if I'm Tokyo though, I'm mad as hell because think of all of the money that they're losing out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of
That's a
other Olympics,
lot. That's
usually for a city.
million.
At least million.
Yeah. Atlanta is still
Least.
building with the money they got from the fucking 94 Olympics or whenever that was, 96 Olympics.
My brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta literally is still spending Olympic money to this day.
Now that's crazy. We could have definitely used that in Chicago, bro. Well, since they are still spending money, do you think it's justifiable what they would have had to do in Chicago as far as like displacing residents in order to build for the Olympic Village or whatever?
If I'm thinking about Chicago they never had no beef with displacing people for buildings and shit. So I don't think it would have been a problem.
Back.
Like we got a whole Obama Center, we got a whole section of our city that's been displaced to put a museum for Obama.
Library.
So like, yeah, we don't have no problem with displacing people for buildings. it's not a huge barrier for us.
You spin. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that hosting the Olympics without any spectators is probably way more damaging than not hosting the Olympics at all. Like they're literally gonna take an L.
Yeah, because you invested with the expectation of like, I don't know, doubling or tripling whatever your profits are that you used to invest to create these things. To realize you're not going to get that back, they took an L.
Big
huge L. They probably won't. I wonder what stories are going to come out after this. Because I feel like this is going to lead to some kind of scandal.
Oh yeah. There definitely is. I remember a couple months ago when they were talking about it was scandals when they were talking about whether they were going to cancel the Olympics or not. And Tokyo was like, y'all got us fucked up. We're going to have these goddamn Olympics.
Postpone that shit. Yeah.
Right. Or something. But yeah, now in hindsight, I bet you they would have postponed it or advocated for postponing it instead of being so rigid and stubborn.
I'm surprised they just didn't try to push it back. I'm surprised they didn't try to push it back.
I think they were counting on that bread and they wanted that money. And they didn't think they was going to not have spectators.
I feel like if you push it back a little bit longer so you can get the spectators, you probably won't take as huge of an L.
Well, I don't think they were even thinking about, I don't even think that not having spectators was a thing. It was just, are we still doing the Olympics or not at that point? Back then.
I'm talking about now.
So yeah, now I think it just might be too late. Like it's too close to like the actual events where they can't postpone it.
I'm also surprised that they didn't let this news come out. Or they would. I'm surprised like we didn't find out 6 months from now, like there was an outbreak, but they didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to fuck up the money. So I'm surprised something came out now. Whoever reported that probably got killed.
Yeah, probably. Whoever blew that whistle was
serious circumstances.
Is underground somewhere. Yeah, it's wild.
Okay.
Madness, man. All right. What else is going on in these streets?
The only thing I gotta that I have on my list is that was Back That Backs Up. Have you heard the song?
Oh, do we have to talk about this?
I just want to say how I found out about the song.
How'd you find out about
it?
Because wait, it's sponsored by. Isn't it sponsored by BLK, the dating app?
Yeah. So like, I was using the app. I want to say maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday or some shit like that. I was just checking out, see what's out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a mic check every now and then. So I was
Right.
I saw. I'm like, what the fuck is? I thought it was a parody. I didn't think it was real. Well, I'm like, and I'm not gonna listen to this whole thing when I saw what it was, so I didn't think anything more of it. People actually talking about the shit, which surprised me. But I want to say this is a huge L for Juvenile. That bag wasn't enough to just desecrate the iconic song.
It's a huge L for who?
Juvenile, because there's not enough money in the world for him to desecrate that iconic song.
Well, now we're getting back into my conspiracy bag about this whole vaccine. They are really putting the pressure on you niggas to take this shit. They really pulling out all stops. They're doing everything they can to make sure that niggas take it.
There's a reason for that.
There's the stated reason, and then there's the real reason. I don't know if they're the same reasons.
I think they are. I don't know what the evidence otherwise would be that they aren't, but I think they are.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime there's a full court press marketing campaign for people to do some experimental shit, that makes me nervous. Like, they're literally giving niggas
something
tuition.
like. Did you hear about the lottery?
Yeah.
Or I guess you said the tuition. I didn't know about that shit till Friday. I didn't even know that was a thing.
They're doing lottery shit. They're offering niggas free tuition for school. Like, what the fuck? What? To take a vaccine?
If Whitney won that lottery, would you not want that blood money, or are you spending that blood money?
Well, we's married now, so that's my money too.
That's what I said. She won it because she's vaccinated. That's why. You spending that blood money?
I guess I'm confused with the question. Are you saying would I not want the money because it's blood money?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a shit.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. So I think it was $1 million. Would you, in order for her to get the money, both of you have to be vaccinated. Are you getting vaccinated?
The internet is cutting out, man. So we have 50 seconds left on this. We might have to re-up the live.
Did you hear me?
You heard me? No, I didn't. But I'm also, it's 45 seconds left on this live, so we have to run it back anyway.
All right.
Do a part 2.
All right.
But keep that question in mind, and we'll right back right after these messages.